10 o'clock. Okay. Productive morning. Cleaned my dishes, did my bed, swept a little, put clothes away because it had, little sprinklings of dirty clothes everywhere. And it's funny because the video that I posted today is startled by my royal mess. And I'm like, okay, good. This cycle is getting better, right? Like I definitely feel like I'm like, all right, especially after those dreams. I was like, no. I want the guidance. I want the guidance. Right? Like they're trying to show me the path of least resistance, and it's your choice, right? It's your choice if you want to listen to the dreams. I was thinking about my ex-friend, right? How challenging it is, and it's not just her, right? It's challenging for a lot of people. I'm thinking about my other client when she mentioned after she made a choice, and it was the choice that went against what her dreams were telling her, and how she stopped getting dreams. And she's like, I'm afraid they've left me. And I told her, I'm like, they haven't left you. They're just waiting for you to listen again, right? So I've been thinking about that. So fortunately, really quick before I leave, Abraham Hicks came out with another video today, and I'm so grateful because it happened to be what I was wanting more information on, regarding this new awareness that I have that love and appreciation are the same vibration. And I was trying to understand that a little bit more. And one of the things they said was that love can get complicated. So it's how you understand love, and the conditions that you put on love, and so how it could be, just how it could easily fall off the same vibration as appreciation. So, and then it made me think of, Gary, and just, he had at one point he had said, what did I ask him? I asked him something. Was it about desire? I don't remember what it was. But the impression that I got left with was he just wanted to be appreciative of everything, right? That he didn't want to desire anything else or something like that. I forget what the exact words were. But it made me think of like religion, right? And this element of like selflessness, and oh, I shouldn't desire more. I shouldn't want more than what I have. And how that oftentimes shuts us up from desiring more, from wanting something better, from not settling, right? And so the title of the video today is Self-Appreciation. This will make you resistant free. But it's talking about love and appreciation of the self. And I love this one because it talks about politics. It talks about how to live your life in a way that what happens around you doesn't impact you. What happens around you does not impact your sense of safety, security, happiness, right? And so I'm reflecting, right? All of this I'm taking and I'm reflecting. And I think I'm like, well, that makes sense, right? That's one of the reasons why I limit my news watching, because I know a lot of it is just like, it's too far out there that, and that's why I don't feel like a lot of this stuff has impacted me. In terms of impacting my joy, and that I think we're in a great place, and some people might even look at that as like, oh, well, you're delusional because look at the world. And it's like, no, I'm aware of where the world is. I'm just not going to contribute my energy and feeding into that as well. I'm shifting my energy into something else, right? Into a better future, right? And what is working, right? And launch that emotional desire, and then do what I can that's within my control to help contribute to that energetic experience versus what is, because I now know that what is right now is just a reflection of the vibration from the past. This is what's unfolding. This is like the como se dice, you think of the domino effect, right? And it's like the domino, right? But the end, the last one that falls, is not what's happening next. It's that last piece of what started, like, wherever you started that maze of the dominoes, right? That's how I visualize it. It's or understand it. It's the domino effect, the ripple effect, right? So what is happening right now, if I keep feeding into it, right, if I keep adding more dominoes, then I'm going to keep that chain of reaction going. But that's obviously what I don't want, right? Because clearly I'm aware of what the situation in society looks like. And so instead, right, I'm entertaining this idea, right, of this world, this new world that I'm learning about. I'm shift my attention elsewhere, right? I mean, we do it at an individual level, so why not on a global level, right? So it's not that I don't care about what's happening. It's more of this element of like shifting my attention. I have this desire for something better, and so then what am I going to do? What's within my control to do, right? In my little world, for me, it's putting these courses together to help people heal. It's learning about more about relationships, right? Because that I know will then contribute to helping people heal, right? It's about continuing to share my story because I know it'll help people connect. At some point, at some part of my story, they will connect. I know it's about keeping my vibration and my health okay so that I can do all of these tasks, right, in a balanced way, right? It's about having fun and finding joy in my experiences so that I can keep my vibration up, right? And anything that tries to weigh me down, it's just an indicator of like, let me assess the situation. Is it how I'm looking at it? Is it triggering up old wounds? Is it the situation itself? Is it I just don't want to be in that environment? Okay, it's just nudging me in the opposite direction, right? Because I'm learning to listen. I'm learning to listen to my emotions and the shifts in my body. So anyways, I just got so excited about that. About this new video, which I'll post because it was something I've been thinking about this week, and I shared with my friend about this realization that, and I think I always realized it, but it's when you realize something but then you learn something else, like there's just an added layer to it, and so it either solidifies that initial learning a little more, it's just really interesting. So that's, I got excited about that. And then, okay, yeah, that's what it was. How do I, appreciation, because of the whole religious, right, view of like, oh, well, you shouldn't want more than what you have. It's like, no, you want more. It's a combination of both, right? It's a combination of both. There has to be a progression towards accepting of what is. Accepting of what is and being grateful for what is, but not settling for it, if that makes sense. It's because there's this awareness that what is right now is a ripple effect of the whatever first domino, right, was set off in my past, right? I have to be grateful for what is, however it unfolded, whoever took part in that process, right? Whoever took part of that process, whoever I allowed in to my vibration. Also, a client, and she's an older client, she's my 80-year-old client that I really love, and we identified the cycles, right? The cycles in her relationships, and this awareness that people have found her. People who were a big part of her life, they found her. They were the ones who initiated. She didn't. And her north node is more of her self-care. So in order for you to embrace your self-care, you have to feel empowered enough to set limits and boundaries where other people's needs, right, are not overtaking your own, because your north node is to embrace your own self-care. So we've been highlighting that and how difficult it is for her because of her background and her upbringing in religious constructs, and the selflessness, right, that she's had to adopt in the different environmental settings that she was in. And so realizing then that that cycle was only in relationships, because in other settings, work settings, she had more of an authoritative role. So I helped her see, like, what about transferring those skills over to relationships as well, right? And so finding the balance, right? Finding the balance of both. But anyways, I was thinking about her too, and just realizing, you know, that even at her age, she told me, she's just like, I feel more empowered now than I've ever felt before. She said, I feel safer with myself, is what she said to me, than before, because of this new awareness. And so, again, that's a sense of safety and security when yourself, when you start you first have to separate yourself from being impacted by the world, right? So that you can strengthen that part of yourself, and that requires you to go within, to you know, meditate, to not be consumed with what's happening in the world, because this is just the aftermath of the past. What comes next will be what you do in this moment. So that's the balance of both. Appreciating what is because of how it's involved, right? You can't change what is right now, but you can change what comes. And you can do that by shifting your attention for the desire, right? You just launch the desire, but you don't stay preoccupied in that, you know, the end of that domino effect, right? Because you still need to focus on this first domino. Right? And then once you're done with that domino, the next domino will go down, right? So it's about that. And a lot of people get stuck either, you know, being upset about what is, or longing for the other end of the domino, the last domino that, you know, that's going to fall, versus focusing, bringing it back, right? It's like, okay, recognizing that what is right now unfolding in the in society and politics, right, it's just the end of the last cycle, and what I do next, right, within my control. So it doesn't mean that I have to be active in politics. No, because if my path is not there, if my focus is not there, if my north node is not there, then that's not how I will be contributing. And that's what I was explaining to some of my other clients, where their north node is very much in advocacy, and you know, and people post it all the time, right? Like, if you don't do anything, then that means you're you know, it's like, no, it's like everybody has their place, everybody has their purpose in life. And I explained that to another client. I'm just like, you have to understand that not everyone, you know, is meant for that. It's like, yeah, there's enough people to create a movement, but for other people, their life's purpose is just raising kids. Like, that's it. That needs to be okay. You know, we gotta be okay with that. Excuse me. So anyways, I just got so excited about the balance with both, right? Desire, you can still desire something more, and at the same time be appreciative of where you are. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't mean that if you desire something else, you're unhappy with your situation right now. It doesn't have to mean that. That's what I'm learning. Okay, I need to go get my camping gear. Hey you, my name is Yubi and I use she, they pronouns, and you've just finished watching a clip from my video diary entries where I'm documenting my healing journey as I learn how to navigate my spiritual awakening. I have learned that this experience and process is unique to each and every one of us in whatever way we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of formal mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself as these experiences unfold, and really inviting you along for the ride. Please know that there is a time gap between when these videos post and my real timeline, and also
also that these clips build upon each other, similar to chapters in a book. So if you find yourself lost or confused, feel free to click on the playlist section or the link below, where you can jump around, check out the other chapters, and or catch up. Also, please know that you're more than welcome to check out my website, www.youbecominghealed.com, where I've gathered all of this information, my background, experience, and education to create online self-paced courses to help you on your healing journey wherever you are. You're also more than welcome to check out my other YouTube channel at You Becoming Healed, where I've entertained a podcast including clips from these courses so that I can make this content accessible to more and more people. Please click like, subscribe, and share this content so again it reaches more people, with the hopes that other people will resonate and connect with the healing journey and the stories shared so that they don't feel alone in their own process. I thank you in advance. I'm grateful to you, and I wish you well.